Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 1.93% to 29,914. Ethereum up 2.36% to 2009. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. What I've done is to just go through the crypto market like we do each day. It's really important that you get a feel for what crypto is doing on a day in and day out basis. You'll start to see patterns playing out, and each video can serve as a record of what the market is doing each day. Something really interesting is happening here. You can see Luna is coming up 48.22%, and also UST has come up at the same time, 23.29%. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the Masterclass, our NFT collection, the tax software I use. You can get a 20% discount there, and you can always reach out anytime and directly message me on Twitter. If you're currently going through a life pullback, please know that our community's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. There's always hope, and the sun will come out again. Crypto technical analysts scientifically track investor attention, and investor attention is measured by price, which is reality, not future promises. The first thing crypto technical analysts do is to mark up their charts with the CTKS method. That's a very special method designed to improve and upgrade candlestick charting analysis and pattern analysis. And then we look at outside trends, checking world events, collecting probabilities. Then we go inside the crypto market, finding the market's focus, understanding that opportunities reset daily, and enhancing our pattern recognition. Before we buy or sell, we need to have our psychology correct. Self-doubt and self-sabotage are two of the most destructive things to your life financially, but also personally and emotionally. When you trade and invest, these two twins of terror are confronted because you need to do it. It's just part and parcel. I'll talk more about that a little bit later on, but being professional is really important, and professionals are not emotional. They're not emotional if their buys get hit or their sells get hit. This is very different from retail thinking. It's really easy to get caught on the roller coaster of emotion. You need to get off that roller coaster. It's bad for your health. It's so stressful, and it will cost you a lot of money in losses. And then when it comes to buying and selling, actually pulling the trigger, we take a lot of time to aim, get ready, and then we fire down here. When people are new to the market, they basically fire first and they aim and get ready later. They tend to have an all or nothing approach where they are pretty much like a light switch. They go all in and all out. We realize that as professionals, we gradually layer in and gradually layer out. It's a very different way of thinking. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. We can see that Bitcoin has been stuck in a range for about 9 days. It's currently trading at 29,936.50. We can also see that the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is currently measuring 14, which is actually extreme fear. And if we zoom out to a yearly basis, what we see is these extreme fear positions are the best time to get into Bitcoin. What you will find is the fear drives the price down, optimism drives the price up. So when we're down here, it's the ideal time to dollar cost average in, or BORSOG. What is BORSOG, you say, Ken? It's buy on red, which is the boar, and the SOG is sell on green. But it takes a lot of knowledge to do that. But that is the concept. We can also see open interest starting to turn around. When open interest increases, price typically increases as well. There's no guarantees in this world, but generally it is the way. When we look at liquidations, we can see that we've had a lot of short liquidations and a lot of long liquidations. It's quite likely that all the people that were leveraged and gambling in the market have pretty much been cleared out by these kind of spikes. They can be quite nasty. And the sellers haven't had much success in pushing Bitcoin's price down as well. We can see also that the volume has been fairly healthy of late. Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TG34. What we've seen actually with Bitcoin, it's been bumping between 1 and A. 1 is a level of resistance, A is a level of support, and it's been bumping up and down there, up and down for about 9 days now. Let's have a look at what the longs and the shorts are doing. The longs are measured by this green line. The shorts are measured by this red line. The shorts are coming out of the market. The longs are coming into the market. Let's check out liquidations. Over the past 24 hours, there's been 103.43 million in liquidations across 52,478 positions. And when we look at total liquidations over the past 24 hours, we can see about 59% were short. What about the last 12 hours? You can see how it's flipped around. 56% long. What about the past 4? Around 51% short. And what about the past hour? Nearly 59% long. And what you can see is the longs and shorts are always getting liquidated. It's always the shorts coming in to cool the market down, the longs coming in to heat the market up, and they exist in a symbiotic relationship with each other. The other thing to note, we are in weekend trading, and weekend trading has notoriously light volume, but the overall is quite good. We can see that we've got support running along the bottom here. We do have resistance coming in around the 1 level and the 2 level as well, but we've got a lot of support below, and especially this very important support at C. Let's check that out. Just zooming out a little bit, what is this important support and how far away are we? If we actually go up to around the current price, we can see that we're about 16% away from this very important support. Now there's a very important resistance level that we need to get to. That's about 42% up. And if we look at this, when we get across this particular resistance level 4, and when we can trade decisively above level 5, it is more than possible the bear market is over. But I just tell you, don't get caught up with crypto winter bear markets. It's not important. If you BORSOG, you will make money in any market. So coming back to this level, the level is 25,163.97. Where does that number come from? It comes from the KS model. Now the KS model, just look up here in this red area. You can see 25,166.94. What is that? That's this actual area right here. Just zooming in to the current price action, we saw that the price came down, hit the red line, was bought up because this is red. This is a buy on red line. And what happened when the US liquidity crisis hit and COVID shut down the world? The price came down to the red line, went a little bit below it, closed above it, and then kept on going up. The red line is a good line. Also, in the height of capitulation in the past bear market, we saw price come down to the red line, hover around it, and then go up, starting the consolidation process. But they were really good buys if you were buying when it was coming down or even below it. Absolute golden buys, Bitcoin buys. I'd just like to show you something very quickly. If you look at this particular price momentum and you were to push it back to around the correct time in the previous cycle, you notice that the blow off top didn't occur. And when you don't get a blow off top, guess what? There's a good Little footnote to that, you typically don't get a blow off bottom as well. We've had so many black swans. For example, Russia threatening nuclear war, Fed tightening, China Taiwan, higher than expected inflation, lunar UST attack. There's been a lot of things going on. China entering a recession, global sanctions on Russia. You can see so many different black swans occurring all over the place. And the China miner exodus was very specific to Bitcoin and crypto, but it only retraced about 58% and then went on its merry way. But it's important to also consider when you do not have blow-off tops, you typically do not get blow-off bottoms. I believe we're getting around the basic low for this particular cycle. But is the bottom in? I don't think so, because we can't be that confident. The markets do what the markets do, and they're incredibly complex. When you look at a market, you must also bear in mind that crypto is a really, really tiny market in comparison to the stock market and the bond market, and crypto is influenced by both. A lot of people say, no, crypto is independent. It's got nothing to do with stocks and nothing to do with bonds. Actually, that's just not true. Crypto is a technology. It's the ownership layer on the next level of the internet, and investors can put their money into all sorts of things, including stocks and bonds. When things get too risky, bond prices go up and bond yields go down. When things are really rocking and rolling, money comes out of bonds and goes into stocks and cryptos. We have to be aware that there's an interplay in between everything. Let's grab the current red line figure, and if we look at it, it's 25,167.66. So we've now just updated that red line from the KS model. So this level C is a KS model line. That is the one. If we get a downplay in prices, we should get caught around here. We could go lower if it happens, and you must always be ready for anything in crypto. It's incredibly volatile, but it's here to stay, and it's got decades and decades to go in terms of growth and adoption. Please let me know in the comments, where do you think we're going? Do you think we're going to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, or into the letters? Please let me know in the comments. And also, what do you think about the interplay between crypto, stocks, and bonds? It's really important, and you could also put in savings in there. What we do as professionals, we have in advance probabilistic decisions made. We know what we're going to do if price goes up, goes down, or goes sideways at all times. And that's not just with a specific trade, that's with our entire portfolio. Turning to Bitcoin options, expiring at the end of the month, we can see the max pain price is 34,000. And the current price is about 30,140. So we're expecting upward prices. And there are a lot of upward bets inside the market. But it's important to understand this is betting. This is kind of like gambling. And a lot of options are actually sold in a different way than a lot of people think. But let's just have a look to September. And what are we seeing in September? We're seeing a degree of bearish activity. 20,000, 30,000 puts on that, but we're also seeing calls from the 90,000, 100,000, a lot of them starting to accumulate all the way up to 400,000 and a max pain price of 40,000. Buying these dips is incredibly valuable, especially if you know what Bitcoin and crypto represents. It's the ownership layer of the next generation of the internet. Let's have a look at the top 100, and we can see IOTEX over the past 7 days out in front, up 28.22%, Clay up 14.88%, MTL up 8.89%, Tron TRX up 8.11%, Carver, Phantom, XTZ, KSM, ZIL, CVC, BNB and Cake, Aave, Litecoin. You get a bit of an idea, and then you can see quite a few of these are also negative. You might be interested, what is this one? That's ANC, Anchor Protocol. If we look at DeFi, we can see $111.91 billion of total lock value, up 2.74% from yesterday. And looking at total value locked in all chains, you can see Ethereum continues to dominate. And what can we see in terms of the past month? We can see the Rune has been hit really badly. We can also see what happened to Luna, and BitTorrent is not looking too well as well. Theta has seen a massive outflow, as has One and Phantom. These also have the ability to recover, well, at least some of them do. I'm not too sure with Luna and Rune at the moment. Let's go the other way and see what's been happening with the past 1 month change. We can see Binance Coin and Syscoin have been doing quite well, and Tron has also been coming up, as well as Bitcoin. Let's have a look through the top cryptos, and we can see Bitcoin is hitting its level of resistance. It's got a good level of support below, but just bear in mind, when it can get above this resistance, I think it's party time for Bitcoin, and you know what that means. It's party time for your beloved alts too. One thing that we're trying to understand here is Bitcoin's gravity. When you look at Bitcoin's price action, that's this blue line you see below. For example, Ethereum. We want to see how closely or not the particular beloved alt is being impacted by Bitcoin's gravity. We're just like detectives. We can tell a lot from this. We can determine things like strength and weakness. When we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is following the directional movement of Bitcoin. We can also see that Binance Coin, BNB, has been very strong against Bitcoin, and it's continuing to make its way up. As an exchange token, this makes a lot of sense. This indicates that money is flowing into the crypto market, into BNB, and that is a good thing. That's exactly what we want to see. When you look at XRP and Bitcoin's gravity, you can see they're just following each other. The same is true with ADA. Same is true with Sol. Also Doge, but Doge is being a bit suppressed at the moment. And you can see the same with DOT. DOT is showing a degree of strength. When we look at these things, we're looking for opportunities, and opportunities reset daily. Before we buy or we sell, we need to understand Rule 570. Psychology sets profitability. Self-doubt and self-sabotage will destroy your portfolio and your life over time. It's really important to deal with them. There's specific ways we can deal with them, and I'll explain that just in a tick. But what we seek as crypto technical analysts is positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations, such as kindness, authenticity. You are free to be yourself in this world. In fact, you're so unique that nobody else in this world can ever be you. So authenticity is something we must embrace. And that takes a lot of courage and honor. A lot of people think to be authentically honest is to be unkind. Being unkind will alienate you from other people. That's not what we're here for. We're here to cooperate more and compete less. And that may sound really crazy. But we're taught to compete. In school, we do all these athletic events and sports. We've got to dominate. We've got to crush the opponents. In trading and investing, there's one opponent, yourself. There's not any other opponent. And what you will come up against, and you'll find this time and time again, is your own negative thinking. That's why trading and investing is just a beautiful area for self-growth. And a lot of people say, oh, Ken, come off it. I just want to buy and sell and have some flashy indicator that always gives me the correct signal to buy the absolute bottom and sell the absolute top 100% of the time. No such indicator exists, and if anybody tells you it does, they're having a laugh with you. It just doesn't work that way. The markets are continuously metamorphosizing, they're changing in relationship to what's going on in the world, and changes in technology, and changes in social values, and changes in everything. But when it comes to the market, one thing is absolutely crystal clear. If you do not have inner peace and outer peace, you will disrupt your profitability. Being kind in an unkind world requires strength and boundaries. It also requires courage and honor, integrity and decency. Having gratitude, just being happy where you are, is really important. And you notice right down smack bang here in the lower corner is money. Just think about it this way. If you want to work out, if you want to go to the gym, if you want to lose weight or gain muscle or just look better, and you're just looking in the mirror every 3 seconds to say, am I Arnold Schwarzenegger yet? Or am I a hot babe yet? You're going to fail. You're going to give it up. Because what actually happens, you're putting the outcome before the work. You must always do the hard work. You can look at everybody who's ever succeeded has persistence and commitment. They're always fearlessly pursuing their goals and they're moving forward. And the outcome, which for us is money, the outcome comes later, and it's the result of having all of these foundations in play. That's something really, really important to be aware of. And without these foundations in play, without self-mastery, wealth disappears. This is incredibly important to understand. You need those foundations. You need all of this to support your wealth. The stronger you are across every single one of these things, the more money you can make and the more money you can retain. And when you do it, you're going to be a better version of yourself as well. And you'll be happy in the process. We had a really good discussion in the community yesterday about what do you do when it comes to burning thoughts that disempower you. One thing that you can always think of is inverse disempowering thoughts. For example, when you come to doing a trade and you're about to put your money on and you say to yourself, I know this is not going to work, you'll probably prove yourself correct. That's why inversing disempowering. What is a disempowering thought? It's anything that weakens you. If your thoughts weaken you, you will become weaker. You will become less successful. It's really important to identify any thought that is weakening you. You deserve every bit of strength, and you'll need it in this world. For example, if you look at a trade or you look at anything in your life, because trading, what you learn from trading is how to deal with life actually if you're doing it really, really well. You'll find if you have a thought, I can't do this, you inverse that thought. You inverse the disempowering, cannot, I can do this. If you say to yourself, I'm not good enough, you say, I am good enough. You inverse the disempowering thought. Just inverse it and just create a list for yourself and carry it around and just look at it. It could be on your phone and take note of all the inventory of negative disempowering thoughts that you receive through the day. You never have to show it to anyone else, and just inverse them. And whenever you feel weakened by your thought, pull out that list of the inverse thoughts and just read them all through. You'll find your life changes for the better. Rule 570 is overlooked by most, and it's one of the most important rules that you'll actually ever learn. And literally, the real wealth section is all about getting your psychology correct, all about the rules of wealth versus the rules of riches versus the rules of poverty, and also creating a good relationship with money and overcoming self-sabotage, self-doubt, and a lot of other things. Let's have a look at the metaverse. Now, with continuing on looking at Bitcoin's fingerprint, we can see Sand just following, Axie following, Decentraland Mana is showing strength, and it's been showing strength for quite a while. Gala is following, Engine Coin just a little bit stronger, Ape stronger, Chili's just was stronger but now just reverting, coming back, and SLP has been a little bit weaker, but the gravity is pulling it up, and we saw some pretty impressive spikes in the past day. What do we see with NEAR? Under gravity. Matic, just pretty much smack bang on gravity. Icon, pretty much smack bang on gravity as well. Veracity, moving with alignment. Rose is looking a bit weaker, but remember that pullback that we saw with SLP. That could be something to bear in mind. Rune, And just remember what happened to Rune in the DeFi space. You might want to just take this one with a degree of caution. Do your own research, and of course always make your own decisions. Do whatever is right for you. We mentioned yesterday that IOTEX was doing really well, and I was saying in all probability, because they're in the same IoT space, IOTA would absolutely do well as well. And what we've seen is it's coming up. And this is really, really good stuff. Keep your eye on groups. And that's another reason why I take you through all of the different groups at the start of every video. Let's have a look at Theta. Theta is following Bitcoin's gravity, but be aware Theta has been hit recently and in the DeFi space. T-Fuel is following Bitcoin's gravity, but a little bit under. Now it's starting to try to revert. Also, use some degree of caution when you look at these things. SHIB, under gravity. EGLD, pretty much smack bang on. Phantom, above gravity, it's showing strength. What do we see with CHR? Showing strength as well. Loopring, showing strength. And we can see Atom, Cosmos, has popped across resistance, retested, and resumed up. If it gets above these resistance levels, we would expect a pump up. But please, never FOMO. You're a professional. You don't do that up and down kind of emotion. You're level-headed. Let's have a look at Stellar. Stellar was over resistance and then rallied. It's coming back into a level of resistance now. CRV, over resistance, coming up. We'll get into a level of resistance around 144. What about AVAX? AVAX, over resistance, over initial resistance, coming up, has a level of resistance around 34.31. What about Arweave? AR. AR is over resistance, and it has a secondary level of resistance about 1874. Just something to keep in mind. Zilliqa got over resistance, and what did it do? All of these resistance levels, when it broke up, there were just no more sellers, and the buyers spiked through, but the sellers said, "Ha, I'm going to get you again," and it came down. That's part and parcel of Rule 19, sharp angles reverse. So when we look at this, we're really aware that you can always buy lower. And when we're getting above resistance, and if we can maintain that support above that resistance, this is looking good for ZIL. What do we see with Uni? Starting to get above resistance. Remember what happened with ZIL, but please, no FOMO. FTT token getting above initial resistance. It will have resistance around the 32.23 mark. What are we seeing here with Tron? Getting above resistance at around the 75.87 mark, and it's got a higher level of resistance around 81.12. Psychology plays such a key role in investing and trading, and we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell, but only 5% of investors know how to trade, which means they waste a lot of money by buying at the wrong time and selling at the wrong time. One thing to bear in mind is Rule 219. Be kind to yourself. It doesn't matter where you are right now, and it doesn't matter what your past story is. If the past story is disempowering, just burn it. Don't hold on to it. There are no victims in the trading and investing space. If you come from a victim mentality, you're going to find that you will accumulate a lot of losses. You'll prove your story correct. That's why we must burn it. The other reason to burn it is that life happens for you, not to you. Everything that's happened to you actually makes you the person that you are now. Without those hard times, you wouldn't have the strength that you do now. You are who you are because of the tough times, not the easy times, not the easy ones. If you think about this, you have drawn your strength from those tough times. If you're going through a tough time, you are becoming stronger. You're becoming better. That's what you need to embrace. Because life is always waiting for you to be ready for abundance. And this world is all about abundance. Just go into nature and see the abundance there. Naturally, abundance reigns. Please let me know, what are your thoughts about abundance, about the world being abundant, about the world being here for you to succeed? Do you believe that, or do you believe something else? It's really good to discuss these things, and our community is very loving and very kind. We just accept people exactly how they are. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for mentoring masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global KS family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the Masterclass, our NFT collection on OpenSea, the tax software I use, you can get 20% off there, the TradingView charting tool I use, which I use to draw up all my charts. And you can always directly message me on Twitter at any time. And there's some other really cool links in there as well. Please remember, always buy at spot. Please do not leverage trade until you are professional. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.